A very good evening to you all and welcome to News Tonight here on UBC TV. This Monday, the 6th day of January 2025. First though, let's have a look at our top stories.
Brought to you by
Rotary Ethanol Stocks and Fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Rotary, Bible Corner.
It's all motor vehicles to start using digital number plates. The Inter-Security Agencies prohibits musicians from moving in gangs, limits them to 5. FDC party leadership at Katonga evaluates election strategies for a peaceful transition. And in sports, the national netball team, the Shikrens, starts training ahead of the Vitality Netball Nations Cup. Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, it is Senyomo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has cleared the bill for the late Bessie Sarah David, a resident of Charutanga Parish, Kijunjubwa Sub-County in Masindi District, who passed away at Nsambya Hospital after being admitted there on the 30th of October 2024. Now, by the time of his death, the hospital bill was amounting to 100 million, and the family had made payments amounting to 34 million shillings for the hospital bills, and the hospital could not release the body. Now, according to a letter dated 3rd January 2025, the family reached an agreement with hospital management, and the body was released for burial arrangements. The body was released and he was buried on the 5th of January 2025 in Masindi. Now, President Museveni saw the letter on 9th January 20. Saw the letter on the 9th of, I think there must be a mistake there, not 9th January, but saw the letter recently, and he has declared the hospital bill of 50 million Ugandan shillings. Now, the money has been delivered at St. Francis Nsambya Hospital by State Minister of Youth and Children, Balaam Barugahara, and handed them over to Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Andrew Sechitoleko. Take a watch.
After a negotiation between the deceased family, wife Tibamanya Jacqueline, the widow, and the Aricham Patrick, the next of kin, they wrote a letter dated 3rd January to Nsambya Hospital requesting for a waiver. Unfortunately, the hospital refused to do a waiver. They only allowed a discount of 10%, which is 5.6 million, leaving the family with no option but to run to the press. So in today's New Vision, there's an article running for the family seeking hope from well-wishers who can support the family clear the Nsambya bill and also have their loved one's body laid to rest. Fortunately, the president was reading the papers today and he saw that appealing story. He has decided to clear the outstanding bill totaling to 50 million shilling to Nsambya Hospital. And I'm impressed that finally Nsambya Hospital agreed, the deceased family, to proceed with the burial. They handed over the body and burial was conducted yesterday.
So we allowed them to take the body after they paid an extra 10 million on their bill. The body was released to them and we said after a funeral everything is down, come back and let's have a discussion. And that's what has actually attracted His Excellency, the President, to come and cover. So we're grateful to His Excellency and Honorable Minister here, Balaam, who have understood that the hospital also suffers loss, and they felt that, well, in this case, they could support the family, but also support the hospital not to go down under such circumstances.
Now, issuing of digital registration number plates for private and public motor vehicles in the country has commenced. The Chief Licensing Officer of Motor Vehicles at the Ministry of Works and Transport, Katushabe Winston, says the exercise comes 3.5 years since the government signed an agreement with MS Joint Stock Company Global Security to set up an intelligent transport monitoring system, ITMS. We have more in this story.
Issuing of digital registration plates for private vehicles marks the implementation of the third phase of the Intelligent Transport Monitoring System project. The Chief Licensing Officer of Motor Vehicles at the Ministry of Works and Transport, Katushabe Winston, says within 2 years, all vehicles and motorcycles in Uganda will have transitioned to the new digital registration plates.
You recall that the first phase was with the government. We started with the government of Uganda, vehicles, and the process still is ongoing, but we continue rolling on other categories. That was 1st November 2023. Last year, 2024, 1st November, we started phase 2 for motorcycles, which is also ongoing. And then today, which is 6th of January, we have first-time registration for private vehicles. And then we expect that within 2 years now, all vehicles in Uganda, within 2 years, should have transited from the existing regime to the new digital registration plates.
Ministry of Works and Transport has already dispatched a team of experts to key border points of the country to achieve this target.
Right now, we have our teams in Malaba and Mutukura, because those are vehicles which registered at the port of entry, Mombasa and then Dar es Salaam, which we can categorize as IM4. Those ones, once they pay taxes at the ports, so as soon as they approach the border, immediately they are registered. So we have our teams already there, Ministry of Works and Transport. We have the team from GS to fix the registration plates.
In November 2023, the Intelligent Transport Monitoring System project was launched and digital number plates were rolled out, starting with the government vehicles. In November 2024, the system was rolled out for motorcycles and tricycles. Since then, not all government vehicles were transitioned to the new digital registration plates. Commissioner Katushabe explains why.
I mean, for those entities which had the money, that's why you see the compliance has gone high. Now, we have agreed that all accounting officers now, starting 2025, 2026, must make sure that the budget for replacing number plates or registering new vehicles is in place. There is no choice because, as I told you, we are now phasing out the old regime and replacing it with the digital registration plates.
Government settled for 714,000 shillings for those newly registered vehicles, while those switching from the old plates to the new number plates will pay 150,000 shillings. Motorcycle registration will cost 50,000 shillings. The objective for installing new digital registration plates is to combat motor vehicle-related crime and reduce road carnage. Diano Olwen-Peters, UBC News in Kampala.
The inter-security agencies have prohibited musicians from traveling with gangs and advised them to move with no more than 5 people. Police spokesperson for Kampala Metropolitan, Patrick Onyango, told the media in Kampala that the collaboration with security and stakeholders in the music industry will minimize violence.
The security directive in the music industry aims to address the violence that occurred during concerts over the recent festive season. The directive prohibits musicians from traveling with gangs.
So if you're an artist there and you think you are going to move with more than 5, we shall stop you at any time and asked to sort out yourself. So be advised that you are only now allowed to move with those.
In the regulations, artists are limited to moving with only 5 people, and all events must be secured by police with additional support from private security.
The DJ, because the artists, they normally have their own DJ. They have the manager. The artists normally have their manager. They have their secretary. They have their treasurer. And maybe one person, security. Then the artist, the 6th.
In response to claims of police protection for Patrick Murwana, also known as Alien Skin, during violent incidents, the police have denied the allegations.
You said we don't follow anybody. We are independent institution. And that's why we are here, to serve each and everybody equally, whether Palazzo, whether Alien Skin, whether Fika Gaza, whether who, so long as you follow the law, we are here to serve you equally.
Security officials want all stakeholders in the music industry to collaborate with the police to ensure a safer environment for their activities. In other news, Uganda prisons have reported that 4 individuals attempted to escape during the festive season. During the pursuit, 1 person was shot and later died.
It was the prison number 7, convict 711 of 2022, and he was on a case of rape. He jumped over the perimeter fence, and of course the sentries tried to disable him while he was running, and unfortunately he succumbed to the bullet wounds.
The prison service also announced that the standby Class 1 status declared at the start of the festive season remains in effect until 18th of January. Abdul Nasser Lubwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
Forum for Democratic Change Party leadership at Katonga is evaluating strategies to engage in elections for the purpose of advancing a peaceful transition. The acting president, FDC Katonga, Arias Lukwago, told the media in Kampala that conversation with all forces of change will address the issue of abductions and human rights violations. Farid Anafka reports.
2025 is a crucial year in Uganda's politics as the country gears for 2026 general elections. The leadership of Forum for Democratic Change Party Katonga faction says without an independent electoral commission, judiciary and human rights commission, the 2026 presidential election will be a hard event.
Orchestrated shenanigans in the general court martial, where prisoners of conscience are coerced to plead guilty, accused persons denied their constitutionally guaranteed right to effective legal representation. No, it's our strong conviction that any meaningful conversation and efforts should be geared towards addressing these critical issues. That's where we are putting emphasis as the leadership at Katonga.
The faction is also evaluating strategies to engage in the elections to advance a protracted struggle. On dissolving the FDC party by March, Lukwago has given Electoral Commission up to 31st January to issue them with a certificate of registration for their new party, People's Front for Freedom.
To morph into another outfit called the PFF was basically informed by this long-standing commitment to this cause of a grand reset, to have a country that works for us, where the sovereignty of the people reigns supreme. In a case, subsection 4 is clear, is categorical. Subsection 4 of section 7, you issued a notice within 30 days of submission of the papers, inviting members of the public who may have any objections to the registration of that political entity to do so within 14 days, short of which the EC proceeds to issue a certificate. To note that we have entered 2025 without a certificate in our hands, contrary to the law.
Lukwago also commented on the Supreme Court announcement of a dual criminal justice system where appeals from convictions by court-martial shall not be entertained by courts of judicature.
Those who are going to the General Court-Martial, the Supreme Court said, please, your final appellate court is the General Court-Martial Appeal Court. Nothing beyond that. Once you go through that process, you are convicted, you will not find your way to the mainstream courts of judicature for rescue. And that is a recipe for disaster. Monitoring all tools and weapons of persecution, like the General Court-Martial, using domestic and international mechanisms at our disposal.
Meanwhile, the party is happy that the lead counsel in the case of Dr. Kiza Besigye, former FDC President Martha Karua from Kenya, has been granted a temporary certificate of practice as hearing of the case resumes tomorrow, 7th Jan, at court-martial in Makindye. I'm Navka Farida and Mike Bakablindi in Kampala.
National Unity Platform NUP President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has called upon all party members to actively participate in the upcoming 2026 elections by contesting for leadership positions at every level. He emphasized that this is a chance to transform the lives of Ugandans. Mr. Kyagulanyi was addressing a press conference held at the party headquarters in Makerere, Kavule.
NUP President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has highlighted the country's political journey and the need for change. He was addressing members, including some new MPs, at NUP headquarters in Makerere, Kavule.
1962, our mothers, when they were young, our grandfathers and grandmothers celebrated, they jubilated because finally the rule of foreigners, of aliens, of whites was coming to an end, and their own children were taking charge of their destiny.
He urged NUP members to contest for all seats, from village councils to national positions.
I encourage you to register, to vote. Don't only register, but get involved. Take this over. Take charge of this. Get involved and vie for all these elections. I've said it many times. This is not only to the youth, but you people are the majority.
Kyagulanyi reiterated that NUP stands for unity, emphasizing that Uganda is a non-discriminatory country, regardless of race, religion, or tribe. He warned party members against neglecting responsibility, but instead engage with their constituents and attend party meetings.
We are not a political party, we just have a political party. And that political party, we the people of Uganda have a political party. The political party does not have us. So it does not matter how close you are to the leadership of the political party, you must be closer to the people of Uganda.
Kawempe Mayor Emmanuel Serunjoji stressed accountability, assuring voters that the power ultimately lies with them to choose leaders who have fulfilled their duty.
The president of NUP has declared that NUP is going to participate in elections. But the fact that he has told us to go and compete in all elective positions, that signifies the will to allow us to go and contest. So it's to serve. Those who have elective positions, who have served, it's time to be rewarded. Those who have absconded and ran away, it's time now to answer.
We are in the power of the people. Once the people claim about any candidate that he has not worked, he has not been on the ground, the party as itself will not hesitate. We'll decide, we'll do what the people want.
Sekaja Jamil compiled this report.
It's coming to 19 minutes after 8 in the studios of UBC TV. We'll now take a very short break, but return with the latest in business. Do stay with us.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy BioStove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away.
Wow, can you believe these beans are ready in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
Winning requires the stamina of a lion. But most importantly, it requires that you carry that water up the top of the hill. However, you must use a spoon. Take the water now. Go, run, climb up the hill. 72 spoons. Faster, go, go. Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165 *3 hash.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Now, a section of former National Unity Platform Party convicts has denounced itself and distanced itself from the accusations made by one Muhyiddin Kakoza Sanya, who accuses the Youth and Children Affairs Minister Balam Barugahara Atenyi for coercing them to plead guilty to charges of treachery and treason. Addressing the media at PLU headquarters in Naguru, the seven have watered down the allegations made by their colleagues, referring to them as baseless.
On 23rd October 2024, marking a military court martial, convicted 16 National Unity Platform supporters who were facing treason charges.
That a sentence of 4 years imprisonment is appropriate.
The 16 pleaded guilty to the charges, hence a sentence of 3 months in custody. This was followed by the presidential pardon, a move which set free all the 16 convicts. Since then, there have been counter-accusations among convicts, with others hailing government for the pardon as others play fall.
Endagaano gye nakola ne gavumenti baatugamba tuveeyo tuvume Kyagulanyi ekintu kye ndaba nga kinzitooweredde.
The latest accusations have been made by Muhyiddin Kakoza Sanya, who pins ministers Balam Barugahara and Nakungu Jennifer alias Full Figure for coercing them to plead guilty to the charges on account of offering them money and property.
Abasajja baatubuzaabuza nga baasindika Full Figure mu kkomera najja ne miliyoni 5
However, a section of the former NUP convicts have downplayed the allegations.
Njomu kubawandika ebbaluwa nga njiwandikira minisita w'abavubuka Bukulu Balamu. Njomu kubagiwandika era nagiwandika ebbaluwa ezimu za mirundi 3 nga nsaba naye yennyini aneeyimirire nsobole okusonyiyibwa baleme kujja balimbalimba nti gundi yajja wano n'atusasula ssente. Nze kitalya gye nali abo saabalabako bakulu wabula nze nakukutanga ne mpandika ebbaluwa zange ne nzituma abantu basobole zituusewo omuntu oyo. Abantu abo tebajjako gye ndi.
Omuntu yenna yajja mu kkomera n'akyalira n'aŋŋamba nti Mafaabi twagala okkirize omusango tukuwe ssente bwe ziti oddeyo bweru obeewo ekiti. Nedda, nze nanoonya abantu abo nga ndaba siva mu kkomera.
Addressing media at the Patriotic League of Uganda head offices in Naguru, Kampala, 7 among the 16 supporters have clarified that government gave them 5 million shillings each as a rehabilitation package, contrary to the allegations made by Sanya.
Bazituwa ffenna okuleka omuntu omu ataafuna Luta Olivia naye abasigadde ffenna twakola ki? Twafuna akasente era abamu ku bo balina kye bakakolamu kubasanyu lwazifuna yali talina waabeera ng'asula muzigiti yagula piki alina piki kwavumira abantu ate ekitegedde era bw'agamba nti okutuwa ssente ezo kyali kikyamu piki y'abasajja agizeeyo kuba ssente baazimuwa n'agula piki kwatambulira kati avuga piki.
Minister Balam Barugahara has watered down the allegations, proposing that Sanya and the likes needs counseling and rehabilitation.
Find time also and meet Sanya and his group. I'll find time, but I want to retaliate and to confirm that I've never, or nobody in government has ever negotiated with any of the jailed prisoners, and nobody has ever pledged to give them anything, because they are supposed indeed to give us probably. Because how would you give someone who has been exonerated of a crime someone who has confessed, someone who has admitted of a crime. So I can't claim we promised or pledged anything. So I want to thank the 7 who have come out to clear the air in that regard. We do not have any whatsoever, no pledge made. I thank the President for having released the others.
These include Simon Kijambu, Swaibo Katabi, David Mafabi, Seguja Rashid, Ronald Kijambu, Muganza Joseph, and Mwanguzi Paul.
Nebaza Muganda waffe, CDF, Mukama waffe, Jeno Muhozi, olw'okusobola nga yatusembeza ng'abaana n'atufuula mikwano gye n'atusonyiwa.
Okutegeeza eggwanga nti Balamu Balugari alangibwa Wemage talina muntu n'omu gwe yasuubiza ssente, yatusuubiza ssente kukkiriza misango gino. Emisango twagikiriza okuva ku ntobo y'emitima gyaffe nti twagizza. Balamu teri gwe yasuubiza ssente, era aboogera nti yabasuubiza ssente bambi boogera bya bulimba.
Pulufiga n'atuyita n'atugamba Pulezidenti yabasonyiye era abawadde n'entandikwa mu dde eyo mukole. Miliyoni 5 saanya zayogerako. Saakola nazo ndagaano nti Pulezidenti ampadde ssente nzikiriza omusango obaani. Ssente baazimpa kuddayo kola mbeeraawo nga siri idle.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Business news now, and Uganda has been honored by a first stop in Rotary International President Stephanie Archik's African tour, signaling the country's contributions to Rotary Global Mission. President Stephanie, the second female leader in Rotary's 120-year history, will spend an entire week in Uganda to assess the strides made by the Rotary clubs in the region.
Speaking at the press briefing, Rotary International President Stephanie Uchik urged Uganda's extraordinary achievements in membership growth and contributions to the Rotary Foundation.
I'm talking globally now. How many times we have Rotary magazines and billboards and social media. There are still people in the world who think that Rotary it's an acronym, Romeo, rich old men eating out. And look at this table. That is not what Rotary is. So my message to the world is Rotary has changed. We brought in women in the late 80s. We brought in new meeting models that allow us to have satellite clubs and e-clubs and cause-based clubs and interest clubs. So we are different. So what that means is we are meeting people where they are. So anyone who has the heart and the hands for service can find a place in Rotary, can find a place where they fit, can find a place where they belong. And I'm very proud to be serving with the Rotarians here in Uganda. My family of Rotary here is really having impact in the world.
President Stephanie Uchik emphasized Rotary's fundamental mission of peace building.
I'm very anxious to hear more about the new clubs that have formed in Uganda, especially around interests and cause-based clubs. That's really important to us as an organization in getting our message out. I also am very interested, as you heard, in peace building. We're an organization built on the foundation of world understanding and peace. And there are many things that we can do as Rotarians. We cannot stop war. We're not peace brokers. We're peace builders. Everything we do in each one of our areas of focus leads us to creating conditions that are necessary for a peaceful society to exist.
Rotary projects in Uganda have served millions, from polio eradication campaigns to education initiatives and economic empowerment programs.
You may have heard about an initiative called Run for the Nile. Run for the Nile happens every March, and it is spearheaded by one of our Rotary clubs, the Rotary Club of Kampala Central. And the purpose of Run for the Nile is to try to protect the Nile from pollution. So the money that we raise from that run goes towards initiatives that are aiming to protect the Nile. One of them is tree planting at the banks of the Nile around Lake Victoria, because we know that that is very important to prevent erosion, soil erosion going into the Nile. But the other that we are working on now is to prevent or to reduce the plastic pollution in our River Nile.
Uganda's Rotarians are showcasing how Rotary is transforming lives.
We have a project that's targeting ghetto youth in Masindi, and we are working with another organization that is giving them skills, equipping them with skills, welding, plumbing, there are some things in agriculture, which will enable them to be able to have jobs, because many of our youth are suffering from unemployment because of the lack of practical skills. So now we are equipping them with skills which can enable them to be self-employed right away.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby dondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Sports news now, and we'll look at netball, where Uganda's national netball team, the Shikrins, has officially started training ahead of the Vitality Netball Nations Cup next month. John Bansentamo gives us more. We do apologize for lack of sound in that last story there, but our technicians are working around the clock to ensure that we give it to you in our later bulletin, and that is at 10 p.m. But from me and on behalf of the entire news crew, it is a blessed evening. But up next here on UBC TV is The Front Bench with Joram Paul Sonko.